Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is actually the home of politics. And thank you so much for choosing Siboga TV to be your number one online channel. There are actually photos which have been circulating on social media of William Samoei Ruto, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, meeting President Kaguta Museveni of Uganda at his Kisosi farm. And those photos started circulating yesterday evening. And actually, they have actually brought a political discussion in the East Africa community. And that is actually what is trending online at this hour. And many people were shocked to see those photos circulating online. And those photos are going to form a basis of our discussion this morning. And please have a look at those photos before we dive deeper and have a discussion about them. Please have a look at this photo. As you can see, that is Kaguta Museveni, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and President William Samoei Ruto. And if you look keenly, you can see that we have bulls. And that is actually an indication that the meeting occurred at Kisosi farm in Uganda, which is actually the farm of Kaguta Museveni, the president of Uganda. And when those photos came into circulation, many people thought and asked themselves very many questions about those photos. But Kaguta Museveni actually welcomed those two gentlemen, that is Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. And this is what Kaguta Museveni had to say about that meeting. Kaguta Museveni had to say that I was happy to meet President Ruto and Right Honorable Raila Odinga this afternoon at my farm in Kisosi. We discussed issues of mutual interest between our two countries and East Africa community. I welcome them. That is Kaguta Museveni welcoming President William Samoei Ruto and Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. At the same time, this is what actually President William Samoei Ruto had to say about that meeting. And I lead. Kenya and Uganda are committed to the deepening of the long-established diplomatic and economic ties between our two countries. This relationship include bringing all the 7 East Africa community nations closer in their ultimate goal to form the East Africa Political Federation. And those were actually the words of President William Samoei Ruto on his Twitter channel. And very many people are wondering, what was the objective of that meeting? And I am very sure the first objective which those 3 gentlemen had to talk about is about Raila Amolo Odinga endorsement in the East Africa, on the Africa AU union, because Raila Amolo Odinga actually accepted that he is ready to take up the challenge of becoming the AU chairperson. And that means he must seek endorsement and votes from all presidents within the East Africa community. So that is one of the issues that the three gentlemen had to talk about. Another thing which I'm very sure these three individuals had to talk about is about the relationship between Kenya and Uganda. Because as you know, the relationship between Kenya and Uganda currently is not good because of the energy and petroleum conflict. And because of that opportunity, which actually they found by coming together, these three gentlemen had to talk about that issue, that critical issue. Because as you know, Kenya went and signed a deal which they call government to government. And this actually affected Uganda so much in that Uganda had to go and transport its petroleum using Tanzania route. And as you know, the Kenya-Uganda route is very easy and very cheap. But because now Uganda is using the Tanzania-Uganda route, it means it's going to be more expensive to the Republic of Uganda. And that issue actually has affected the relationship between Kenya and Uganda. So I think that was another issue that actually was to be talked about between Kaguta Museveni and President William Samoei Ruto. And many people are wondering, did Raila Amolo Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto travel to Uganda in the same plane? And I am quite sure these two gentlemen had to fly using one plane. Because Raila Amolo Odinga had to convince Kaguta Museveni why he should endorse him to the AU. And he needed William Samoei Ruto actually to accompany him to Uganda so that they can square out that issue. Because as you know, President Yoweri Museveni has not been in good terms with Raila Amolo Odinga. And therefore, Raila needed the hand of President William Samoei Ruto so that they can soften the heart of Kaguta Museveni so that Raila can get that endorsement from the Republic of Uganda. Because Raila Amolo Odinga must actually work hard first to get East Africa endorsement as a community. And if he succeeds in doing that, then it will be very easy for Raila Amolo Odinga to succeed getting that AU chair position. And again, because East Africa community is very important for Raila Amolo Odinga to get that seat, because this is the time that East Africa must provide a candidate to the AU. And that means if it will be only Raila Amolo Odinga who will be endorsed, then it will be over, and it will be that Raila Amolo Odinga will definitely succeed in actually taking that position of becoming the chairperson of the AU. The position actually which is quite prestigious. There is also another thing which we must learn from the traveling of Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto to Uganda. It must bring us to our senses that in politics, we don't have permanent enemy. And always politicians, they use the citizen for their personal gain. Because as you know, Raila Amolo Odinga got that endorsement by actually taking Kenyans into the streets, by telling them that if we have to go to the streets, we will make sure that the cost of living is going to be brought down. And that push actually helped Raila Amolo Odinga to be promised that he is going to get that position at the AU, and William Samoei Ruto could endorse him so that he can secure that position. So we must always understand that the people of Kenya must not take politicians serious, because if you take politics quite serious, you will definitely be hurt about what's happening. And all politicians, their interest is a constant. Any politician, whenever he meets his political interest, then he will work with the person who many used to see as an enemy. Because we never thought that William Samoei Ruto could endorse Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the biggest critic of the government of President William Samoei Ruto. At the same time, people could not actually come into realization that even Kaguta Museveni, who we know historically does not go hand in hand with Raila Amolo Odinga. So in politics, we don't have permanent enemies. That is actually what we have to learn about this meeting between William Samoei Ruto, Raila Amolo Odinga, and President Kaguta Museveni. Because if you look at those three individuals, these people have been enemies with each other. Raila Amolo Odinga has been the biggest critic of William Samoei Ruto government. At the same time, Kaguta Museveni has never liked Raila Amolo Odinga. So we must understand that in politics, we actually don't have what we call permanent enemies. And I really don't know what you are saying about those photos. What do you learn from those photos? Please, I could like you to drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for those ones who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.